cover missing back there? We are in the middle of a renovation project, okay, ladies and gents? So the house is gonna always look a little something missing. But today's video is super important. I am going to be talking about how to level up your life for real, the things that they don't tell you, or the things that people are too scared to share about themselves. I am probably officially in my most vulnerable, honest, authentic stage in my life. I don't have any embarrassment left in me because everything that I've done wrong in my life has helped me, has guided me, and has propelled my career or my life or the things that I needed to work on in the best way. So I don't feel ashamed or embarrassed. So I'm really going to share with you the nitty gritty today on the things that I screwed up on, or just like little things here and there that are more open and honest and authentic on how to level up your life for real. This is a real girl chat today. I want you guys to get your drink, get your snack. Let's vibe out. I have my water here. I'm going through a phase right now where I want to change my hair every day. So I just bought hair extensions because I'm done with the short hair era. And yeah, I'm sure you guys don't care either way, but that's just my vibe. I'm just constantly changing. But I've been so happy and I'm so excited to talk to you guys and kind of have a conversation about some important stuff. So let's get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like these types of videos from me. And yeah, guys, we need to really get into this ASAP. Okay, the first thing that I want to talk about is how to receive everything that you want in life. And the true testament to it is two things: manifestation and God in prayer. So prayer / God and manifestation. And I really want to stress the importance of speaking things into existence and actually believing that you have them. I was gonna do an entire video about how I manifested my home, but I thought about it more and I'm thinking, okay, it's really nothing that I haven't shared in previous manifestation videos. It's really the same methods and things that I've talked about, so I will list them down below for you guys so you guys can kind of refer back to them. But essentially, I really want to stress that if you want to level up your life, whatever it is that you want to improve on, whether it's your business goals, your home goals, your relationship goals, what kind of car you want to drive, what do you want to look like, these things need to be manifested, prayed about, and spoken into existence. You will not just wake up one day and have things just because. Like, it can't just be an afterthought in your mind. It has to be intentionally spoken about and intentionally into the atmosphere. You want to really receive it. And I feel like, hi, mama. Hi, baby. I'm filming. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Say hello. Say hi. Yes, that's a pretty girl. This is Suede, everybody. It's my daughter. I love you. They are doing so well in the new house, by the way. They love it here. They have a nice big backyard that they like to play in all the time. I know. So anyways, just no way that you are really going to just one day wake up, have something, and it's just going to be like given to you. Like, no, every single thing that I've ever received that was grand was truly like obsessed about almost. Like, it needs to be obsessed about. I don't know why people think that they're just so blessed and awesome that one day, you know, they could be down and out, really not thinking about it. It's just an afterthought and it's just going to show up. Maybe some really lucky people that happens for them. For majority of people that you aspire to be like or look up to or find that their lives look so incredible, the things that you maybe envy or desire in their life are things that they heavily prayed about and heavily manifested and really seeked it and believed that they had it. I was actually flipping through when I was packing all of my things to move, and I started kind of like looking through stuff months ago just to kind of see what to get rid of and all this. And I was going through my old planners because I'm thinking, why do I have all of these? And then I started flipping through them and I realized why I've kept all of my old planners from like 2019, 2020, and 2021, because there were some good things in those planners that like I was giving myself ideas about, and I didn't want to throw out ideas. Like, it's kind of like a form of journaling. Like, you're not going to just throw out a journal. So I went through it and I noticed that I wrote on one of the pages in September of 2019 that I wanted specific things. And I wrote, I wanted a Range Rover. I wanted a nice house by a certain age. And I took a picture of it and I put it up on my Instagram post when I showed that I got a new house, because I wanted you guys to see how intentional I have been about things that I've wanted. Even if maybe it wasn't at the top of my priority list for 2023 to buy a house, I knew that it was something that was very important to me. And that's why I have the house I have. I am a very blessed person because I seek my blessings. Run it back. I am very blessed because I seek my blessings. I do think that sometimes we can become blessed because we have a really great family and we got lucky because of that. But I believe there's a difference between luck and blessings, right? Because luck is not intentional, but blessings is something that you can seek. It's something that you can work for. It's something that you can strive to get. Where luck is more so like oh, thanks. That's awesome. Thanks for, one day waking up and becoming a millionaire because I won the lottery. That's being lucky. You didn't do anything to get it. You just bought a lottery ticket. But being blessed is, working really hard to get it or seeking it or praying for it. So I really want to make sure that you're setting the intention that that is something that you're trying to get. Okay, the next way to level up and really, become your best version of yourself, something that people really do talk about, but not enough, is to stop striving so hard to be liked and start actually being yourself. You will be liked being yourself. And if somebody doesn't like who you are, isn't that the best thing ever? Like, now you can weigh out that person and be done with them, because why would you want to be friends with somebody or somebody to be in your circle? Sorry guys, my dogs are very in tune with today's topic. Why would you want to be, friends with somebody or have somebody in your life that genuinely doesn't like who you are? So instead of doing everything in your power to be liked, it's time to start becoming authentic. You want to truly level up, start being the best version of you. Now, I'm not saying when it comes to being your authentic self, like be lazy and don't take care of yourself because that's the kind of woman you are, kind of man you are. No. Show up as the best version of you. Do things that feel like that's who you want to be. I think that the biggest part about leveling up is realizing that you can always be better tomorrow if you have a different mindset, if you have a different type of work ethic, if you have a different way of handling your life and maneuvering it. You can truly become the best version of yourself. You know how people always say like healing isn't linear? I also feel like growing as a person is also not linear, because I feel like for me, I can be at a peak and then something can happen in my life that kind of throws off my growth journey and I can kind of revert back to old habits. So for instance, whenever I'm in an anxious situation, an anxious environment, or there's a lot of crazy things happening in my life, a lot of moving parts, I find that I'm not super focused on the things that I was focused on prior to this anxious situation. Me moving has halted my fitness journey, and it bothers me. Honestly, it does bother me because I noticed that I was gaining weight again, and I'm like, damn, like I was doing so well, losing the weight, taking good care of myself. I've always loved working out. It's not like I hate working out or struggle with it. I genuinely do like it, but whenever I'm anxious or going through something or I'm just really busy, I don't prioritize the things that make me feel good. So my growing journey is ever evolving. It's not linear, and at least acknowledging it will help. So I think that just showing up as your best self and really just trying to improve every day will be your best bet. Screw being liked. Nobody gives a fuck about you at the end of the day. Like, if that is something that you're so desperate to have happen for you, you're going to attract a lot of fake people in your life. You are, because fake smells fake. And if you're doing things to be liked, you're not being real. So I think that you just need to be yourself, live in your truth, be who you are. And sometimes it takes a little trial and error because people don't realize it, but social media, TV, and honestly society as a whole will force you to like things that you never really liked. For instance, this sounds really stupid, but like everybody talks about the Stanley Cups, and like me and Aisha were talking about how we don't like those cups. Like, we just don't like them. Like, I don't need to get into a deep reason why I don't like them. I'm just not attracted to that cup. Like, it's not calling me. I don't feel the need. Hey, babe, maybe one day I'll buy it because I don't know, but I'm not like, I don't feel this incessant need to go out and buy the Stanley Cup, right? But because everybody's talking about it, it seems to be like a theme where everybody's just kind of buying it, because I think that that's just how society works. Like, it's like somebody talks about something, it becomes mainstream, then everybody wants it. And I think that it's really difficult to be authentic if everything is curated to get people to like. So I think that don't be hard on yourself if you have been faking things for a while or you haven't been authentic. Just acknowledge it. Try to tap into who you really are, who you truly want to be, and be her. And it will take time. It's not something that happens overnight, but this will be the ultimate level up goal, is to just be your highest version of yourself. Once you tap into that, your confidence is off the chart. You attract all the right people in life. You get treated with respect, okay? Because people know not to fuck with you because you don't fuck with you. If you don't play with yourself, people don't really play with you either. It's just how it goes. So I think that people can just smell that type of exuding confidence and that type of level of respect that they don't even bother trying to play with you in your face like that. And if they do, you can clip them. It's super simple. So definitely try that out. Okay, I'm exposing myself in this one, but I'm putting you onto some game and I'm gonna share with you guys this. You wanna level up, you wanna become the best version of yourself, stop being a pick-me. I hate pick-me's. I was a pick-me. I didn't know I was a pick-me. I would always hear the term pick me, and I would like research it and I'm like, what's a pick-me? Because I feel like I have pretty high standards. So I thought it had to do with standards, like girls who, you know, settle for a guy and they go, but I don't mind if he and I go 50-50. Like I thought that that was a pick-me. But pick-me's could be so many different things. It could also be a woman who does things to literally be picked by a man. I, at one point in my life, honestly, very recently, I would want to say as recent of 2022, I was a pick-me because I would always lead every situation with a guy that I was talking to or a guy that I was dating seriously, because I had spoken to a couple guys and, you know, we got to a place where it was going down a route of possible seriousness or a possibility for a future. And I would always find myself saying things like, well, I cook and I'm one of those girls that cooks and I'm one of those girls that cleans and I'm old school, so I do X, Y, and Z. And then I noticed that I was being taken advantage of for these things, you know? And then you look stupid. It's being a pick-me when you're constantly trying to sell that you're worthy of respect and love and for a guy to pretty much essentially choose you. I no longer go into anything like that anymore. You can find out if you think I'm great. I'm not going to sell you me. This is not a job interview. I'm not selling you me. I don't need to prove to anyone that I cook, clean, work hard. Like, I swear, I was the girl who'd be like, and I think low key, don't send this to my mother, but I think I got it from her because my mom has always had this like nature of constant trying to prove herself to people. Like, I'm a doctor and like, I have my master's and and it was, I think, her way of just, you know, commanding respect and commanding the room. And I never had an issue with it. I always thought it was super inspiring and awesome. But looking back on it, I think it's kind of made me the way I am, where I am also selling myself to people for people to respect me. And no, I'm not doing that anymore, or for guys to like me, or for guys to feel like I'm worthy of being like wifey material. Absolutely not. I think if you want to level up, zip it. Stop selling yourself to people. A real woman with dignity, respect, worthy of anything is just going to exist and be, is just going to prove by just being. I don't need to sell you me in words. If you really are worthy of my time and my energy, you are going to eventually see the kind of woman I am. You're going to eventually see that I will cook you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm going to pack your lunches. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And you're going to find that out for yourself. I don't need to share it, sell it, prove it. It's ridiculous. Like, you look ridiculous proving to people that you are awesome and different from other girls. Like, I'm just not doing that anymore. Like, honey, I ain't different, child. Like, if a guy asks me, well, like, what sets you apart? I don't know. I'm me. That's what sets me apart. That's my answer from now on, because I don't feel this need to share, to oversell. I have nothing that I want to bring to the table. It took a lot of learning. I watched a lot of YouTube videos to get here because I did not know I was a pick-me. I had no clue that I am literally asking to be picked. I had no clue. I really thought I was the opposite of a pick-me and I was just sharing things about myself, but in reality, it was a way of trying to, I almost want to say, belittle other women to make myself look better. And I'm no longer on that wave, babe. Like, I love women. I support women. And if you can lay down in bed like a starfish and a rich man pays your bills and you don't even do nothing in the bedroom, you don't even work that ass, you don't even do no work when you're having sex, I'm not going to be that girl that goes, oh, I'm gonna spin on it and I'm gonna suck you crazy, girl. Get the out of here. I will no longer sell myself. You gonna find out if you lucky. Okay, you gonna find out if you lucky. Okay, the next thing to level up your life. You can either evolve or repeat. Evolve or repeat. Do I need to elaborate? I don't, but I will. I am the queen of repeating. The queen of it. And I do evolve too. Don't get me wrong. Like when I look back at my life and the experiences that I've had and things that I've done, I definitely have evolved and changed in many ways. I used to be really judgmental and I used to be so stuck in my ways. And I thought it was me just being me. Like I thought being judgmental was a good thing because it's a way to set boundaries with what you do and don't think are normal. But that's not up to you. You're not the normal meter. You're not somebody who can clock people for this, that, and the third. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. And the older I get, the less I care. The less I care. And you will too. If you're like 21, 18, 19, 20, 21 watching this, you will see. If you're judgmental now and you feel like you just know so much, I promise you, when you get to my age, like I'm almost 26, you're gonna start relieving that. And I'm sure the older you get, the less judgmental you get if you're evolving properly. And I feel like for me, the best thing that I've ever done in my life was admit that I'm repeating and really try to figure out why. I think that when we have the option to evolve or repeat, and we do still repeat, we have to figure out why. And I've kind of gotten to the place where, unfortunately, the truth is, especially when it comes to men, right? Like when I repeat the same patterns with men, I realize it's because I care very little about changing because it doesn't bother me that much. But the bigger picture is still the bigger picture. So for instance, let me give you like more context. You're probably like, what are you talking about? So let's just say and this is not my personal story, I'm just giving context. Let's just say I told myself I want to have a 3-month rule of having sex with someone. So I'm going to wait 3 months to have sex and we're going to do dates up until the 3-month mark, which this is not my personal life. This is just an example. And let's just say I do it with one guy and I'm like, yay, I evolved. And then, things didn't work out. And then the next guy, I had sex with him on the second date. And then that was me repeating a pattern from the past. I have found that when I do repeat patterns, I don't really care. Like I'm like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But the bigger picture is the whole reason why you set that boundary and that new evolution of yourself is for a longer term future with somebody. You might not personally care about fucking a guy on the second date. Maybe you genuinely don't care. That's true for some people. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's not my place. I'm just saying that some people really just don't care. But I think it's not about whether you care, it's about whether it's working, whether it's smart, whether it's helping your cause. If this is not affecting your life, then hey, keep going. But if it is, you need to address it. So for me, I have learned that repeating patterns maybe doesn't bother me in the moment, but it affects my long-term future. So I'm really, really trying to curb bad habits and stop repeating patterns and start evolving. And the more that I've been doing it, the better I feel. And I've been a little bit like, for instance, like I used to always feel the need to always have the last word or say something grand and like a big paragraph to like let a guy know how bad he hurt me. Now I go, I leave. I have nothing to say to you. I have nothing to share. I have nothing to add. And honestly, you pissed me off beyond anything that I don't feel the need to address it. You know what you did. I don't need to share how I feel. And I just find that sometimes silence is the answer. The next thing in your leveling up journey that I think is really important to address, to admit, to understand is there are a few things that people cannot take away from you that you can always work on. You can always do. And that is hard work at whatever you're trying to do, whether it's hard work at fitness, hard work at your job, hard work at trying to improve your appearance. Nobody can take that from you. Hard work at, trying to read and expand your vocabulary. People can't take that from you. And this is a huge part of your leveling up journey because I think a lot of people love to talk about looks and how to change your wardrobe and your hair. And that's all cute and fun. But what about who you are on the inside? How can you evolve as a person and how can you grow and level up as a person that is sustainable for the future and that doesn't require you to have to upkeep it the same way you do with hair and makeup and things like that. So for me, something that I have found that really makes me feel happy in my leveling up journey is retaining some sort of knowledge and gaining knowledge, because knowledge is power. And I feel like the more I learn, the better I feel. And a lot of people really do like to compare college or high school, or honestly school in general, to learning, but you can learn after school. You don't have to stop there. I think a lot of people think you got to stop there. You're going to stop there. No, you can read, you can pick up a book, you can still learn. You can even get some math books from Barnes and Nobles, and if you want to start doing addition and subtraction again, go right ahead. You can always learn. And I think that nobody can take away the hard work that you put in. And so just, give yourself that time to grow and to work hard at the things that matter to you, and that will be your key notice. You're going to notice this immediately in your leveling up journey, that wow, like, because I'm working on my body, because I'm working at my job really hard, because I'm showing up as her, because I'm showing up as the best version of myself, nobody can take that from me. This is me, 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 me. Nobody can take that from me. And it feels really nice. It gives you full control and access of how things are going for you. Okay, the next thing that you need to understand in your leveling up journey that I think will really help a lot of you motor mouths out there is the older you get, the more you level up, the more you start learning things, you're gonna stop oversharing, you're gonna stop saying everything. And by oversharing, I don't mean oversharing with strangers, I mean with family and friends. Now, I love my friends to death, and I love my family to death. And I always found that it was rude to not share with my friends and family what was going on in my life. I always thought that that was me lying. I would associate not sharing things with lying. The older I get, the more I realize you don't need to share every single fine-tooth detail about your life with people. You don't owe anybody anything. Why do you feel the need to always have to share everything? Why can't you sometimes go through something, realize, or maybe learn from it, and you don't necessarily want to hear the background noise, the opinions of others, and really kind of their reactions to allow them to penetrate into that situation, and just go through it and learn for yourself. I have found that I am more selective with what I share with my friends and family, just for this, like, the safety of my own relationship with myself. It's not anything against them. It's not, oh, I don't like you and I don't trust you. No. It's just, there's just some things that I want to keep to me. I want to have a relationship with myself where I can go through something, just me, myself, and I, and it stays between me, myself, and I. And sometimes silence is the answer. You don't always need to share everything. You don't always need to divulge every fine-tooth detail of your life. You don't need to talk about the guy that maybe you ran back to for a weekend and you learned your lesson, so you know you're not going to do it again, but, oh, well, I got to call my girlfriend and tell her I did that. Why? You don't need to call her and tell her that you did that. It's not necessary. If you're really not going to go back, and you really, and even if you were going to go back, but let's just say you're not going to go back and you learned from that situation, you don't need to share that, because now it just allows for people to badger you, annoy you, have opinions about it, or even just comment. And sometimes you don't want to comment. Sometimes you don't want to talk about it. I've learned, the older I get, that I actually sometimes just don't want to talk about things. Something that I'm becoming more clear with myself on is I don't always want to have to talk about every single emotion I'm feeling. Now, I'm not emotionally unstable, or what's the word called? Is emotionally available. That's the word I wanted to use. Emotionally available. But I don't need to be so emotional all the time about everything, and I don't feel like I need to share my emotions with people all the time. If I'm going through a moment and I know it's a moment, I don't need to share it. And sometimes you go through that with guys you're dating, or your work, or somebody pissed you off that day, or you're just not feeling yourself, or something happened. You don't need to share it, and it's okay. And I just feel like you learn that as you get older, and you honestly learn that the more you go through things. I was talking to my mom on the phone about this the other day. I was telling her that I just am no longer feeling like this incessant need to share everything anymore. And she said, well, it's because you learned that sharing sometimes got you in trouble. And, it was obviously a personal thing, because she knows a couple things about me. My mom knows a lot about me, actually, and she knows what I've been through. And I said, you're absolutely right. The more you go through, and I'm happy I went through it. I'm not mad I went through it. But the more you go through, the more you just learn. You have to sometimes go through it to grow through it. You have to learn from your situations. And a lot of times people say, well, learn from other people's mistakes. Me personally, I try my best to learn from other people's mistakes, but the truth is sometimes I have to make the mistakes to really, truly learn it. I have to feel the emotion to learn it. Anyone else have that situation happen for them? Because that's how I am. And the last thing that I want to mention in your leveling up journey that I think is really key is that when you finally do all of these things, you're going to be very intimidating. That's the word I love hearing, you know, like, oh my God, you're so intimidating. You know, men will tell me that. And I'm like, okay. But I want you to understand that you may be intimidating to a lot of people, but the right people will find it sexy. They'll find it powerful. They will find it lovely and amazing that you know yourself, that you love yourself, that you work on yourself, and that you care deeply for yourself. And people who don't feel that way will project their own insecurities onto you, and they will look at your strengths as weaknesses. I have learned from many different situations in my life where I felt like my resilience and my strength and my love for myself could help someone who doesn't love themselves. And the truth is, I learned my lesson the hard way. A lot of people will want what you have, but they don't know how to want it for themselves, and then you end up getting screwed over in the end. So I think that the best bet is allow people to find you intimidating. And if anything, it weighs out all of the people that you can't really have in your vortex right now. And what it does is it welcomes other confident, amazing, resilient, incredible people. I do not think that me and Aisha or me and my other friends would be really close years ago when I was in a different place in my life, because when I didn't like myself, I was projecting those insecurities onto other people. And I met all of my incredible, amazing, long-term friendships that we are equally kind of the same way in this part of our lives, where we equally stand in our own skin and love ourselves individually, that it collectively allows us to love each other the same way. And when you struggle with these things, it's hard to cultivate healthy friendships, because a lot of friendships that are built on insecurities and toxic behaviors are toxic friendships. You guys only are vulnerable and communicate when you need each other and when you're desperate, and never when it's just because you love each other. So the more that you grow, the more you become confident, the more that you try to be the better version of yourself, the less you will attract people that are negative towards you and negative forces in your life. And yes, you will intimidate a lot of people, but that's okay. I much rather be intimidating than mousy and able to be walked all over. That's just me. So I honestly take it as a compliment now, and it weighs out the pussies from the alphas, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. I keep filming when the sun's going down, so I apologize for the lighting shift and change, but I love filming at this time. I'm the most inspired right around sunset. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that it resonated with you. I hope you guys learned something new. And let me know down below what other videos you guys want. I'm so happy to be doing girl chats again. And I hope that this video inspired you to just get it together. I have self-care videos coming. I'm excited for you guys to see. I'm going to be making a self-care routine comeback. So I'm excited for you guys to see all that. So make sure that you guys keep your notifications on, like, comment, share, and subscribe so you guys can be back. And yeah, guys, I love you so much, and I wish you luck on your journey. Bye, everyone. Mwah.